Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for ya.
Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to today's video, which is how to clear on Udyr / just a good old gameplay footage. I haven't done one of these recently, and in my video in Udyr is going to be insane next season, I talked about how I was going to do a follow-up video on how to clear on Udyr. And I think the best way to do that is actually just play a game. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be playing Phoenix. We're going to be using standard runes here. So the name of the game when it comes to clearing is you always first got to decide where to start. The name of the game is you always want a path towards the lane you're going to gank. With Tiger and with Phoenix in particular, this new season, if you don't know, they've added a 20% debuff when you invade the enemy jungler. So in the past, I kind of did a lot of vertical jungling where, like, for instance, I do blue gromp into the enemy red and stuff. Since the jungle damage is nerfed in the enemy jungle, I actually prefer now to farm my own jungle and just get a full clear. Even if you're playing Tiger, I think full clearing is the best way to do it. So the first thing you do, you get your 2 auto attacks off in Tiger, and then you get 2 more, and then you get your Awakening Q off, and then at this point, you just kind of have to auto attack. Which is really nice. So with these jungle camps, the camps have changed with their leash range. So as soon as they step outside that little circle, and even on the circle, you'll see what I mean in here in a second, it's going to start to reset. So like if this Gromp steps on the blue circle, it'll immediately start ticking down. Now, when you're doing your single target camps, always use your Awaken Q just because it's really important for isolation damage because you farm really fast. For wolves, this is something that I've actually started doing. I start using my Smite on Wolf. Why are we using our Smite on Wolf? Because you'll see it comes out to be a pretty even balance in terms of the damage split. It also allows us to be pretty healthy going into this. We're gonna watch this. So that's unfortunate on many fronts, but I think Akali just misplayed there pretty hard. But it's okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and farm over here. Usually you don't have to do anything more than a R, Awaken R, and then 2 auto attacks and Tiger on the big Raptor, and that'll finish it off. Once again, this is a single target camp, so we're going to go ahead and use Awaken Q. And the name of the game is 2 auto attacks in each stance, keep cycling, and before you know it, you'll be cleared. So your target is you should be clearing at 315 or less. In my opinion, that means you're doing pretty good. You're not doing great, but you're not slow either, right? So now that we're bot, we saw that Zach started red. He's definitely going to be up here. So I have 2 options. I can either go try and fight him for his blue, but considering we don't have any eyes on Gragas and also the enemy bot lane is shoved in, what we're actually going to do is just get this crab, and we're going to see if Zach goes for this gank. So instead of going to the other crab, the correct decision is make sure that Zach's not about to jump over this wall into my bot lane. So he's already done his Gromp. He hasn't done his blue. This is interesting. Zach has passive, so we can't really kill. But what we're trying to do, essentially, is just make sure that Zach doesn't go for this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Oh, boy. We might actually make it out of here. I think we might. Whoop. Hold on. No. We didn't get any help there, which sucks, but it's okay. I would have liked to have seen myself play that differently, but it's okay. Let this be a good game to show you the power of good pathing. Zach, even though, yes, he just killed me, he's going to get his passive off, which sucks. Even though he just killed me, I think we'll be able to reset. We've got a lot of good things going for us. So number 1, Zach is really far behind us. He hasn't been able to get a double crab, which is awesome. In addition, it also means that we get to do another full clear just because we're really far ahead. Top is crashed in, so I don't really need to help her per se. Let's see if we can go gank top. So this is an important lesson where you need to break your clear cycle if it comes down to getting a kill or even just helping out your laner. Because at the end of the day, as a jungler, your priority is to help your laners, right? Oh no, she really griefed this. Ooh, he griefed it harder. Excellent. So now what we can do, since Zach messed up, is we can actually go for this re-engage. So she's level 6, which sucks. We should be able to get this pretty easily, and all of a sudden this goes to show that at the end of the day, yes, we made a mistake by dying down here, but a lot of junglers tend to tap out when things start going bad. We've still got a good clear cycle. We've still got a double crab start. Like, there's a lot of things actually going for us this game that a lot of people might get lost in the weeds and say, like, oh, it's an early death, game over, right? Another thing you have to consider when you're playing a game of Udyr is you have to think about the champions that have CC, because Udyr's biggest weakness is a lack of gap closer and a lack of CC, right? And so the question you have to ask yourself is what 2v2s and what 3v3s do you want to take? So for instance, right now I think that I should come down here and make sure Zach doesn't get a gank off. So right now this should be a free kill. We're going to go into turtle because I'm the only one at risk of dying. And there it is. I'm not going to go mid. The reason we're not going mid is because the dragon is worth so much more than mid, and this is kind of one of the only times against Zach I can take this dragon, and even doing this dragon is very, very risky. Just because it takes really long to do dragons now. So I'm optimistic that we can get it. Ultimately, if Zach respawns and paths straight to the pit, he could stop me. And that's a big change from how the game has worked in the past, is killing a jungler no longer guarantees you get dragons, because they can respawn and run straight there and stop you, right? In terms of build path, there's a lot of things that I like doing, but since they're really MR heavy this game, there's a build that I've been doing yesterday that I really, really like, and it's where you do actually Sunfire Aegis. So you do Sunfire first, you skip your Mythic, and then you get your Demonic, and then you get your Jack Show. Essentially, you build the damage before the tank. But the problem with Sunfire is it's an armor item, and it's kind of gold inefficient for me to build a bunch of armor this game, because once again, looking at their team, they're extremely magic damage heavy. Another thing that's really important when it comes to pathing is if you have a pink ward, you really need to use it to try and get vision down. So I know that sounds obvious. A lot of people let their pink wards sit in their inventory, and it's a big, big waste. I do the same thing a lot. We're going to keep an eye on top too. You don't always have to like do the F keys and like watch lanes and all that, but I think it is very important to at least know when the enemy team is fighting. So right now bot lane is fighting, and so I think what I'm going to do, we're going to skip this and see if we can come here. I would love to catch him if I can, but I think we've got him. Yeah, we've got him here. Great. Really, really good. Top is actually looking pretty gankable too. Bot lane is... Ooh, that's a bad wave. I'm going to go top here, actually. I think since Crab is going top, so here's the strategic decision we're making. Instead of doing a full clear, what I'm going to do is make sure that Fiora doesn't die. I think she's good. What I'm going to do is go get this and run top. Krugs, in my opinion, right now is a waste because it doesn't get me my level 9. There's a lot of... This is a game where we have no lanes that are hard winning, you know? Which sucks. Uh-oh. Great. At least they traded 1 for 2. Bot lane is pinging Zach as if they're not the reason Zach is spamming the top ganks. They're pinging red as if I can go take the red, but the reality is the red isn't even there. I don't know why she played that like that, but okay. The important thing is that we're doing really, we're really strong, and so I don't really need to focus on what my teammates are doing. I just need to make sure not to blow my lead, which is the important thing. It's literally, my team is pinging the red as if it's there. And they're like, I don't think they understand. We already saw Zach take his red way earlier on Rift Herald. The red buff is not there. And so this just goes to show, like, don't listen to your laners when they're trying to give you jungle advice, because they're not junglers. Just because it's showing on the map doesn't mean it's there. And to put my mouth where my money is, you see how it's respawning on the map right now? It's because it was already dead a long time ago. Literally 4 minutes ago, you know? So the correct play, I believe, is gank bot and then try and get the tower. Try and get the dragon. We also have demonic, which means we're squishy, but we're also extremely lethal. God, this is hard to play into this team. It's just really hard to play into Zac at this point in the game. I need an MR, so I think the correct decision is let's get Jack Show. Or I wonder if going... Yeah, let's get a Jack Show for sure. And then I think I'm going to get a Force of Nature. I'm not terribly worried about that last play. It's just Zac with Aftershock. He is a nuisance until you get magic resist, and then you just kind of walk around him, and he does nothing but CC. So both my deaths this game, not too happy about. I would chop it up ultimately to just CC champions doing CC in the early game. It's okay. Once we get more tenacity, and I might actually sell this and get Merc Treads in a little bit. We'll just see kind of how the enemy team plays it. Great. I don't know if I can do this, actually, just because Zac is really scary. I don't know if he can actually get away with that. That was really greedy by him, and especially this Yuumi. So that's good for us. I could have played that better, but once again, Zac is tankier than me, so I gotta respect the fact that he is tanky. I've got the aggro, great, we get the assist, really, really good. Jack Show's combined cost is 1,800, so this is kind of what we call a greedy play. When you have your item, you should almost always go back and get it. Ultimately, though, I think since we have our support topside, this is the correct time to do it, even though I really want to go back and spend my gold. We're going to hold on to Smite just because I want to use it for the fight topside that's happening. So that is a free kill and a tower. Awesome. I bet you I should... Honestly, I think I need to save my Rift Herald for mid this game, just because it's going to be really important against a team like Zac. No! Alright, I was actually really close to killing all of them there. Alright, let's go back and spend gold. Third death is also not a good one. I will continue to use pathing and objective control to be in the right place at the right time. So with junglers, there's a really important stat that a lot of people don't talk about, and it's the percentage of ganks that you are there, right? Like if the enemy jungler is getting ganks off and you're not at least trading something else on the other side of the map, you're doing a really poor job. And I'd like to think that this game we're doing a really good job. Even if we are dying, we're following Zac around the map. And it's the reason why, despite the fact that he literally has 12 KP, his team is still losing, right? We're doing really, really good at stopping the snowball, and as we continue to scale up, we're 2 items at 17 minutes, and we're just going to start stacking magic resist. They're going to have a very hard time killing me this one, I bet. So we ended up getting Gragas. I think I'm going to use this opportunity to go mid, since we can't show up for the fight bot, speaking to what I was just talking about. If you can't show up for the gank, at least trade something on the map. And that is what matters. So we're going to trade, or try to trade mid tower here. And I think we should be able to get it, no problem. I'm going to go ahead and use Awaken Q just because I think we can. Grid Blast Cone. That works. I want to catch her if we can, but I don't think that's possible. Let's go get the dragon. Ooh, this could be really good, actually, if we get this tower. Great. We're going to drop Awaken R just to slow them down and put a lot of burn on them. That should discourage a re-engage. And now what we're going to do, since Zac died, is rush this dragon as soon as it spawns. And that is dragon number 2 of the game. At this point, what we want more than anything is Force of Nature. We're about 800 gold off, which is quite a bit of gold. So I think the plan here, we're gonna skip Krugs, and we're just gonna look to do our top side and go kill Kaisa again. This could be a really clean fight for us. It looks like they're pretty out of position. Great. I'm going to go ahead and drop Awaken R just for the damage and slow. It does so much damage at this point in the game. I said this often in a lot of my videos. Once you have Demonic, I recommend using your Awaken R, just because it's a highly, highly effective tool for doing AoE damage. I'd say before Demonic, it's kind of whatever. It's not really good or bad. But once you have Demonic, you can absolutely use your Awaken R for damage. So with Zac, he can get into the pit really easily, so we need to be very conscious of the fact that he can jump in and smite. And in fact, my team doesn't want to do the 50-50, so that's fine with me. So we're trying to get as many auto attacks off as we can to get our Awakening back up. That's a good stun on the Yuumi. And here is this person. So when she's going to try and run this way. So let's see if we can stop her charge, which we cannot. I think they've got her, so I'm just going to run straight here and start it. Great. Wow. Actually, I tell you what, we can't do this just because we're going to go. Just because I don't think we can do it at this point in time. Best in slot magic item for sure. We're going to continue to tack on more magic resist, just because, once again, looking at this team, AP, 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 half AP, some magic damage, not a lot. So we're in a really, really strong spot this game. And I want this to be a, honestly, so I don't know if I've addressed this. This is a Diamond 4 account. Even in a Diamond game, when you die level 1 or level 3 or whatever, it is more than possible to use pathing and good decision making to come back in the game. So let this game be, I know a lot of, I'm not trying to preach to the choir or anything. We've all played League for years, or at least I have. The question is, can you keep your mental, you know? Great. And that is amazing. So we secured the Baron. Now we're just going to move with our team to the top side. We have a lot of magic resist, so by far the best Awakening for me to use is Awaken W at this point, just because of all the CC we get. Now when you're sieging, that's a different story, right? Because I can drop my Awaken R on him and just run out of range. Looks like Zac just inted, which is amazing. I think we're okay here. We're going to hit this to get our Awakening back up. And then what we might end up doing, so I'm going to drop Awaken R just because it's so much damage. You can see we actually ended up killing Poppy with that. We've got Demonic ticking on the rest of them. The only one that can kill me, honestly, is the ADC. So I think we're good here. Nice. This should be a free inhibitor. Looks like Fiora ended up getting the dragon while we were all messing around top, which is great. And that's exactly what she needed to do. We're going to go ahead and clear our Krugs, just because we're waiting on our team to respawn. And the next big spike we have is 1,700 gold. So the question is, how do I get to 1,700 gold? And can we? I don't think I'm going to get there before the next fight. So instead of going top and farming, what we're going to do is we're going to move up with Fiora and try and get her vision. Make sure she doesn't get ganked and killed immediately, right? So here's the Zac. We want to keep eyes on their engage, because that's ultimately who we got to worry about. I don't think they can kill me, so The problem here, so I'm really tanky to magic resist. I am not tanky to armor yet. And that's what I'm mainly worried about, is the armor aspect of how much damage they do. Let me just run around the bushes here. We're going. We're going. I think we're out. I don't think I can stop the back, but I can definitely kill him, I think. Let's see if we can get there in time. I mean, I'm still taking him with Demonic, which is hilarious. I'm going to go ahead and use my Awakened W. Just because we need the health at this point. Great job, team. And Fiora's getting bot here, which is amazing. And I think that should be the nail in the coffin for them. Now we've got that item. And I think, honestly, for our last item, I don't know what I'm building just yet, but I think something that a lot of players need to start doing more is if you have 500 gold and you don't know what your last item is, pick up an elixir. It is worth the 500 gold. Like, without question. And especially this team, they're so CC heavy that the 25% tenacity almost pays for itself in fights. So I'm really excited to use it here. This should be a free kill. Great. GG. We're going to go ahead and pop our elixir. Why not? Great. Udyr is so insanely broken at this point in the game, it's not even funny. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this, guys, hopefully this teaches you not only how to path, but also how to just get better overall at decision making and not letting early game mistakes affect your conscious. Because at the end of the day, if you can stay in the clouds and not let the weeds affect you, which is the KDA, the stuff like that, like your early game mistakes, then you really improve your chances of climbing. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!
Never mind, I've been down too long. True or false, right or wrong.